What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Johnny versus the Contest channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to be bringing you guys something a little bit different today. I know I've been gone for a while, and we'll talk about it a little bit later why. But first, I want to introduce to you a new series of videos I'm going to be doing throughout the Alliance War season called Alliance War Stats. Now my goal with this video is to keep very close tabs on my stats throughout the season so that you guys can kind of see what it looks like to be in a top 300 alliance. So that's where we finished last season. We were in Platinum 3, which lands us squarely in the top 300. And so if you've ever wondered, hey, can I cut it in a top 300 alliance and a Platinum 3 alliance, just have a look at what my stats look like and compare them to yours. And you're also going to want to consider, are you able to face a little bit more difficult buffs on the nodes that you're going to be facing? And then also the AI is much more aggressive and difficult at this level, so also want to consider, can you handle the increase in difficulty in the artificial intelligence of the defenders? So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the stats. So the first stat we're going to look at is how many kills I had this week. So all the stats from this week and the season will be the same because obviously it was the first week of the season. Now the total fights won includes my path, any mini bosses and bosses that I've fought. Now this number can vary depending on placement and whether or not I've fought the mini bosses and bosses. I currently take path 7, which if you count the paths from kind of the top to the bottom, I am the, I guess, third from last. And sometimes our opposing alliances don't place defenders on all of the nodes on my path, so sometimes I'll face more, sometimes it's less, and then obviously if I fight the mini or not, and the boss will also help determine this number. Now this first week I defeated 17 opponents, which is pretty good, and I know on some of the other paths it can be a little bit more, so a little less on some of the other paths, but 17, good solid number. Now the number of kills obviously doesn't matter if I'm dying a lot, so the next number we're going to look at is how many deaths I had. Now this is how many times I died on my path. I'm going to be including the mini bosses in this number, and I'm going to leave the boss deaths to a little bit later. We're going to exclude those from this number, and the number of deaths in the first week is 1. I died to a nebula on node 13. Now if you went and checked, there's nothing really special about that node. Gives her a little bit of extra regeneration and limber, I believe, but really it had nothing to do with the buffs. I just lost concentration, and with a really aggressive AI, that is not a good idea. So really it was just a rookie mistake. I kind of lost my concentration, and that got me killed. So nothing special there. So pretty good ratio, 17 kills, 1 death on my path. Now as far as mini bosses go, which is the next number we're going to look at, I killed 1. Now at this level of alliance, everything is highly coordinated, so we always look at who has the best attacker to take on the mini bosses and the boss. We don't just charge in and immediately take the mini boss. And on my path, there are two or three possibilities of people that could take the mini boss. So we always look at that really closely. So I've only taken on 1. It was a Mephisto, and he met my blade, and it did not go well for him. So took out 1 mini boss. Now next we're going to look at bosses killed, and that's right, I am a hashtag boss killer. So I have killed 2 bosses in the first week, so 2 out of the 3. After looking at it, my blade had enough health left, and seemed to be the best option to take on those bosses, and that's because we faced a Labyrinth Ultron and Void. And so my blade, obviously with the Ghost Rider synergy, was a great option for both of them. I took on both of them and got the boss kills there. And now for deaths on the boss, I actually died on a Morning Star, which was the third boss we faced. And I took in my Ghost Rider because he's bleed immune, hoping to do some damage and maybe get the kill. And guys, it was ugly. It was really bad. I got maybe 7 hits in. And just to kind of give you guys an idea, bosses at this level usually take 70 to 100 hits. It's kind of what I think it usually takes. I got about 7 hits in and got absolutely rocked. So one mistake gets you killed against a boss here at this level, and I made a mistake and died. So one death on the boss. So I faced all 3 bosses this week and was able to kill 2 and died on 1. Now, every boss kill that I have will not always be a boss solo, but this week, speaking of boss solos, I had 2. So the 2 boss kills I did have were solos. I was the first to go in. I was the only one to take on that boss. 1 shot, 1 kill, went in and got the job done for my alliance, got the full attack bonus. So again, not every boss kill that I have will be a boss solo, but if I'm the first to go in and get the kill on the first try, we're going to count that. So that's 2 for the first week. So really proud of that. Now, one of the most common questions I get about Alliance War is how many boosts and potions do I have to use? Most of the resources I use come from Glory and Loyalty. Sometimes I use units for a boost, but the cost of those is pretty minimal, and it comes from units that I've earned, not really bought. So it is possible to play at a very high level and not have to spend money. So as Brian Grant has obviously proven. Not really spending a lot. I've got a full stash of the 6,000 health potions, the 3,000 health potions. So anytime I need a potion, I just immediately replenish that, and and then obviously for the boosts you can use Loyalty to buy those. So most of the boosts and potions that I get are not bought with units. So to give you guys a look at what I've used so far in the first week, I used 2 of the potions that restore 3,000 health. For the 6,000 health potions, I used 2 of those as well. I used 0 revives. I did have that 1 death, but I did not have to revive my Stark Spidey. And then I used 12 boosts. So I used the attack and health boost, and then the special boosts, and depending on who I'm facing, I might use an invulnerability boost or the combat regeneration boost for a boss. So that's what those are. I do use a lot of those if I'm facing bosses. I've been known to pop anywhere from 5 to 7 boosts to go in and take on a boss. So I always want to make sure I get them down on the first try if I can and get that solo. So now, obviously, Alliance War is not a solo event. It is a team sport, if we can call it a sport. So what is more important than any of these individual statistics that I've given out is the win-loss record. So if you guys have been wondering, okay, looks like Johnny did pretty well. How did his alliance do? Guys, we've actually been killing it. Our win-loss record for the season is 3 wins, 0 losses, so we started it out right. We are on a 4-win winning streak. So we're looking good to start out the season. Communication's been really good. Things are going well, so we're really all feeling really good about Alliance War this season and have a pretty positive outlook. So pretty excited about that. So you may be wondering, where does that put us in terms of ranking and tier? So our current placement, which is huge, and like I said, we started off the season right. We are currently in tier 2, and that places us squarely in Platinum 1, and we're right on up there at the top of Platinum 1. We don't have the top multiplier, and so even though we won all our wars, didn't quite get up there into the master bracket, but we're sitting at rank 11 of Platinum 1. So we're all really excited in my alliance. Feel like it's a great way to start out the season, and so yeah, we're just really all optimistic and looking forward to a great season ahead. Now, I know it's been a while since my last video, and I'm sorry about that. I've been dealing with stuff outside the game. Honestly, dealing with a little bit depression, just trying to figure some things out in my life. But things are going well, nothing of concern. The Pineapple Princess is doing great, dealing with a little bit of allergies, but other than that, she's fine. My baby is doing great at every checkup. She's just perfect and growing well. So we're all doing well in the Johnny household. Just been dealing with some stuff. So I am planning on getting back to the videos, and each week at the end of these videos I'm going to kind of give a state of my account. So anything that's new, I'm going to be updating you guys about. So to kind of give you an idea what's happened since I last posted a video, I have been opening crystals. I wanted my account at full strength for the start of Alliance War season. So I've been popping a lot of crystals, getting ready for that. Unfortunately, I didn't open anything worth mentioning for most of that time. I seem to go in phases, and lately it really has felt like I've been in a trash tier phase, where everything I've been opening has been just really unhelpful and arena fodder. But hopefully I broke that trend last night when I opened a 5-star evolution crystal from the dark artifacts that we're getting from the dungeons, and I got Quake, which is exactly who I wanted from that crystal. And so hoping that that's kind of turning around my luck from crystals. So we'll see where we go from there. So not a lot to be excited from there, but I've really decimated my crystal stash. So I'm going to have to build that back up. Another kind of exciting thing about my account that's changed since I last spoke with you guys, I hit a new milestone. I hit the 400,000 rating since my last video, and although I don't put a lot of stock in total rating, I really value roster quality over that. It's still kind of cool to hit those milestones. So hit 400k. I think now I'm at like 418, so that's pretty exciting. And finally, one of the coolest things that I'm excited to tell you guys about, I did my first attempt at a Legends run last night. I didn't record it due to the fact that I needed to run it on a friend's phone since mine's an Android device. So I used an iPhone X, and fingers crossed. I'm mostly pleased with my time. I think I could have done the fights faster on my device just due to the unfamiliarity of his device, and the touch was a little bit different, and I messed up a couple of times that I think on my device I probably wouldn't have. But overall the load times were faster, and so I think it was a good call to go on his device. So fingers crossed. I will be giving you guys an update on that hopefully soon. I guess at the start of next month, I think, is when they usually announce that. So, and I can't talk about my Legends run without doing a shout out to my friend Zach. It was incredibly cool of him to let me take his phone hostage for 3 hours while I got that done. So Zach, I know you watch my videos. When you watch this, thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate you letting me come over and get that done, man. And so I hope I get it. If not, we're going to have to do that again in about a month. So, big shout out to Zach. Thank you, man. And so I think that's basically it. I have one more thing to bring to you. Each week at the end of this video, I'm going to be bringing you the most interesting fight of the week. Now, honestly, if I had to say what that was, it was definitely the Thanos fights on my Legends run. I I encountered a little bit of a bug, which was frustrating, but didn't hurt me too bad. Where he was gaining power from being struck, which actually isn't supposed to happen, and they are looking into it, but it wasn't fixed by the time I fought him. So a little frustrating there, but still got it done. Wasn't too big of a problem for me. So that was probably the most interesting fight of the week. But since I don't have that to share, I'm going to give you one of my Alliance War boss solos, and it is Blade versus Void. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and share. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. You made it to the end of the video, you can do that. And I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you later. Hopefully get some streaming done soon. Anyway, have a great night, and bye.